7 Reasons Buddhism advises you to let go of negative thoughts for a peaceful life. In today's busy and stressful world, many of us find ourselves caught in a vortex of negative thoughts. These thoughts are like a smoldering fire, slowly burning away our souls, draining our energy, and robbing us of our inherent peace. But have you ever wondered, why am I caught in this loop? And how can I escape? According to the teachings of the Buddha, negative thoughts are not an inherent part of human nature. We are bound by these thoughts because our minds have not been trained to understand the true nature of reality. The Buddha pointed out that human suffering does not stem from external circumstances but arises from how we perceive and react to them. Imagine negative thoughts as mud that hinders your journey toward happiness. The Buddha teaches that in order to overcome suffering, we need to recognize the impermanence of everything around us, including our own emotions and thoughts. Everything comes and goes, nothing lasts forever. Negative thoughts are just fleeting clouds in the sky of our minds. Moreover, Buddhism emphasizes that the human mind has the power to change and transcend these sufferings. When you realize that negative thoughts are not reality but merely projections of the mind, you gain the ability to let them go. A pure mind, free from negativity, is like a calm lake, reflecting everything clearly and truthfully. The Buddha also pointed out that negative thoughts create attachment and ego, 2 main causes of suffering. When you cling to the past or worry about the future, you lose your inner freedom and joy in the present moment. Mindfulness is the key to returning to the present, where there is no room for negativity. Letting go of negative thoughts not only benefits yourself but also spreads positive energy to those around you. A radiant soul, full of love and compassion, is the greatest gift you can offer to the world. By practicing the Buddha's teachings, to let go, accept, and nourish the mind with wholesome thoughts, you will find life becomes lighter. Freedom, peace, and happiness will come to you, not from the outside, but from your own inner transformation. Let's explore the 7 important reasons why Buddhism advises us to let go of negative thoughts. This is not just a lesson about the mind but a key to unlocking the door to a fulfilled life. Reason 1: Negative thoughts, the root of suffering according to Buddhist teachings. In Buddhist teachings, suffering, dukkha, encompasses not only great misfortunes but also the small daily frustrations, feelings of dissatisfaction, anxiety, and unrest in the mind. One of the deep-rooted causes of suffering is the negative thoughts we create ourselves. The Buddha taught, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. If the mind is unwholesome, suffering will follow like a cart follows the ox that pulls it. Where do negative thoughts come from? Buddhism points out that our minds tend to cling to unhealthy thoughts. This originates from ignorance, avijja, a lack of understanding of the true nature of life. We easily equate negative feelings with reality, believing that these feelings are unavoidable and will cling to us forever. In reality, these thoughts are merely products of the mind, not the truth. For example, when faced with a difficult situation, we often think, "I'm so terrible, things will never get better," or "I don't deserve happiness." These thoughts not only exacerbate our pain but also cause the mind to sink deeper into negativity. According to the Buddha, this is a manifestation of attachment, upadana, clinging to insubstantial thoughts, which leads to suffering. Negative thoughts create negative emotions. Negative thoughts act as seeds sown in the mind. When you allow them to grow, they blossom into negative emotions such as anger, fear, or dissatisfaction. The Buddha taught, what you think, you become. A mind obsessed with negativity creates a chain reaction, affecting not only your emotions but also your words and actions. Anger. A small negative thought, if uncontrolled, can erupt into anger. For instance, when someone does something you dislike, you may easily think that they are intentionally trying to hurt you. This thought makes you lose your composure, leading to harsh reactions that harm both yourself and others. Fear. Negative thoughts often bring unnecessary fear. You worry about the future. Fear loss or failure. These fears prevent you from enjoying the present, keeping you in a state of constant stress. Why are negative thoughts the root of suffering? Buddhist teachings emphasize that suffering does not arise from external circumstances but from how our minds react to those circumstances. When you are stuck in negative thinking, you lose the ability to perceive things clearly. Your mind becomes agitated, like a disturbed lake that cannot reflect the truth. A relatable illustration is when you are criticized. The words of others are merely passing sounds, but negative thoughts like, they hate me, or, I am useless, cause you deep hurt. In reality, suffering does not stem from the criticism itself but from how you interpret and respond to it. How to overcome negative thoughts. Buddhism offers various practices to let go of negative thoughts and escape suffering. Recognize and accept. The first step is to learn to recognize negative thoughts as they arise. The Buddha taught, observe the mind like a gatekeeper, identifying everything that passes by, but do not cling to them. When you become aware of your negative thinking, accept it as a part of the mind, but do not identify with it. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you live in the present and realize that negative thoughts are not reality. Focus on your breath. Feel your body, and observe your mind without judgment. When you do this, negative thoughts naturally dissipate, like clouds clearing when the sun shines. Replace with positive thoughts. Try to replace each negative thought with a positive one. For example, when you think, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I am doing my best, and that is valuable. This not only improves your mood but also helps you build self-confidence. Practice compassion. Negative thoughts often come with blame, both toward others and yourself. Buddhism encourages us to practice compassion, starting with forgiving ourselves and recognizing that everyone makes mistakes. Letting go to be free. Negative thoughts are not an unbeatable enemy. They are merely temporary products of the mind, and you have the ability to overcome them. By letting go of negative thoughts, you not only free yourself from suffering but also open the door to true peace and happiness. Remember the Buddha's teaching, like a fragrant flower. A pure mind brings happiness to yourself and those around you. Just one small step, recognizing and letting go of negative thoughts, brings you closer to a peaceful and meaningful life. Reason 2, Negative thoughts, the silent destroyer of mental and physical health. Negative thoughts not only affect our emotions but also have a severe impact on our mental and physical health. According to the teachings of the Buddha, the mind and body are inseparable. When the mind is agitated, the body responds accordingly. By recognizing and letting go of negative thoughts, we can protect our inner peace and enhance our overall health. The connection between mind and body in Buddhist teachings. Buddhism teaches that everything is interconnected, including the mind and body. When the mind is filled with negative thoughts, the body exhibits symptoms such as stress, fatigue, or even illness. This is described in the Four Noble Truths, where the Buddha points out that suffering arises from causes like ignorance and craving. Negative thoughts are a form of ignorance, as they obscure the truth that happiness lies within our reach if we learn to let go. A practical example is when you worry about something, your body reacts with increased heart rate, muscle tension, or insomnia. This clearly shows that what happens in the mind can directly affect the body. Chronic stress, the root of illness. When negative thoughts dominate the mind, we can easily fall into a state of chronic stress. In Buddhist teachings, stress is a manifestation of a disturbed mind that has lost its balance. This not only harms mental health but can also lead to serious physical issues such as sleep disorders. Negative thoughts can cause restlessness, difficulties in sleeping, and if prolonged, can lead to chronic insomnia. Cardiovascular issues. Chronic stress increases blood pressure and raises the risk of heart disease. Weakened immune system. A negative mindset can weaken the immune system, making the body more susceptible to illness. According to the Buddha's teachings, these harms stem from allowing our minds to be dominated by false perceptions. The attachment to negative thoughts prolongs suffering and depletes our health. Negative thoughts harm mental health. Mentally, negative thoughts lead to feelings of sadness, low self-esteem, and even depression. The Buddha taught, no one can harm you as much as your own mind when you allow it to be dominated by negativity. The more we think negatively, the more we create a vicious cycle. For instance, when you feel you're not good enough, that sense of inadequacy can lead to actions lacking confidence. As a result, you may encounter failure, reinforcing the initial negative thought. This is how negative thinking harms the mind and robs us of the joy of living. Meditation and mindfulness, healing remedies. Buddhism emphasizes that to heal the damage caused by negative thoughts, we need to practice meditation and mindfulness. These are two simple yet effective methods to bring the mind back to a state of peace, while also enhancing mental and physical health. 1. Meditation calms the mind. Meditation, samatha, is a method of focusing the mind on a single object, such as the breath. When you practice meditation, you learn to observe your thoughts without getting swept away by them. This helps you realize that negative thoughts are merely passing clouds, not reality. When the mind is calmed, the body responds by lowering heart rate, reducing blood pressure, and improving immune function. Meditation not only helps you cope with stress but also prevents health problems caused by negative thinking. 2. Mindfulness helps you live in the present. Mindfulness, sati, is the practice of keeping the mind in a state of awareness, clearly recognizing what is happening in the present. According to the Buddha, living mindfully helps you escape the bondage of the past and the worries of the future, two primary sources of negative thoughts. For example, when you are eating, focus entirely on the act of eating, savor the flavors, colors, and textures of the food. This allows you to appreciate the small joys of the present rather than letting your mind be dominated by negative thoughts. Compassion and self-care. In addition to meditation and mindfulness, Buddhism encourages us to practice loving kindness, metta, starting with loving and caring for ourselves. When you find yourself in negative thoughts, don't blame yourself, instead, accept it as a natural part of being human. The Buddha taught, you, like everyone else in the universe, deserve love and compassion. Take time to care for your physical health through activities such as healthy eating, exercise, or simply getting enough rest. A healthy body provides a solid foundation for a positive mind. Healing from the roots. Negative thoughts can cause profound damage to mental and physical health, but that doesn't mean you are powerless. The Buddha's teachings emphasize that all suffering can be overcome if we know how to return to ourselves, observe, accept, and let go. Start with small steps, meditate daily. Practice mindfulness in every action, and nurture compassion. When the mind is clear and peaceful, the body will naturally become healthier. In that state, you will realize that happiness does not come from external sources, but from the harmony between mind and body, a precious gift that Buddhism continually reminds us to cherish. Reason 3: Negative thoughts obstruct awakening and wisdom. In Buddhist teachings, wisdom and awakening are essential goals for achieving inner peace and enlightenment. However, negative thoughts act like large boulders blocking the path, clouding our minds and preventing us from recognizing the right way. To understand this deeply, we will explore why negative thinking hinders wisdom and how to free the mind from these barriers. What is wisdom in Buddhism? According to the Buddha, wisdom, prajna, is not merely knowledge but the ability to understand the true nature of all things. It is the clear awareness of impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta, the three universal characteristics of life. Wisdom emerges only when the mind reaches a state of clarity, unclouded by delusions and negativity. The Buddha taught, just as still water can reflect the blue sky, a calm and clear mind will reflect the truth. However, when the mind is filled with negative thoughts, it resembles disturbed water, unable to reflect anything clearly. Negative thoughts, clouds blocking the light of wisdom. Negative thoughts are destructive delusions that cloud the mind with anger, fear, jealousy, or sadness. These thoughts can arise from attachment, tanha, aversion, dosa, or ignorance, avijja. Attachment, clinging to impermanent things, such as wealth, fame, or personal views, leads to negative thoughts when they do not meet our expectations. Aversion, anger and resentment cloud our minds, preventing clear thinking. Ignorance, failing to recognize the true nature of life as impermanent, can lead us into baseless worries and fears. Negative thoughts act like large boulders blocking the way, not only hindering our approach to wisdom but also leading us into dead ends of suffering. Negativity diminishes awareness. Buddhism emphasizes that awareness, sati, is crucial for attaining wisdom. When the mind is caught up in negative thinking, we lose the ability to live mindfully. We become unaware of what is happening in the present, instead immersing ourselves in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. For example, if you are worried about an important meeting, negative thoughts can distract you, preventing proper preparation. As a result, you may create the very problems you fear, and the negative cycle continues. Awareness helps you escape this spiral. By observing your thoughts objectively, you will realize they are merely clouds passing by, not the true essence of who you are. Methods to release negative thoughts. Buddhism offers various practices to help the mind overcome negativity and achieve the clarity necessary for wisdom. Here are some key methods. Meditation, samatha and vipassana. Meditation is a powerful tool to calm the mind. In samatha meditation, you focus on the breath or a specific object to soothe turbulent thoughts. Vipassana meditation helps you recognize the nature of negative thoughts, understanding they are impermanent and do not belong to you. Practicing mindfulness, sati. Keep your mind in a state of awareness in every moment. When negative thoughts arise, instead of letting them control you, observe them as an outsider. This gradually helps you lose attachment to those thoughts. Learning to let go, vairagya. Letting go does not mean avoidance, but accepting that everything is impermanent. When you realize negative thoughts do not last forever, you will feel lighter and find it easier to release them. Developing loving kindness, metta. Practice loving kindness not only towards others but also towards yourself. When you love yourself, you will find it easier to forgive mistakes and reduce negative thinking. Consequences of not letting go of negativity. When you allow negative thoughts to dominate, you not only obscure the light of wisdom but also prolong suffering. You are easily lost in resentment, fear, or self-doubt, causing the mind to become more chaotic. This is like locking yourself in a dark room while the light of wisdom is always there, just waiting for you to open the door. Wisdom emerges when the mind is clear. The Buddha once taught, there is no path leading to wisdom, wisdom itself is the path. To walk this path, we need to let go of negative thoughts, the boulders blocking the way and obscuring our inner light. Start with small steps, observe your thoughts, practice meditation, and live mindfully. As your mind becomes clear, you will realize that wisdom is not something distant but always resides within you. From there, the path to peace and happiness will become clearer than ever. Reason 4. Negative psychology spreads to those around us. According to Buddhist teachings, each of us is a part of the world, and our mood, thoughts, or actions not only affect ourselves but also impact those around us. Negative thinking is like a small fire. If uncontrolled, it can spread and harm not just the individual but the community as well. The Buddha emphasized the need to control our minds to avoid spreading negative energy to others, for it is only by radiating joy and peace that we truly live in accordance with compassion and wisdom. Negative thoughts, the root of bad energy. Negative thoughts originate from the individual mind but can easily spread and influence others. Buddhism explains that all thoughts generate energy. Negative energy arising from thoughts of anger, jealousy, sadness, or disappointment naturally emanates and affects the surrounding environment. The Buddha taught, "If you plant seeds of unwholesomeness, bitter fruits will sprout. If you plant seeds of wholesomeness, fragrant flowers will bloom." When you nourish your mind with negative thoughts, you not only suffer yourself but also sow seeds of unease in those close to you. The ripple effect of negative thinking. 1. Family and friends. In a family, one person's negative thoughts can quickly spread. If you often appear sad, angry, or disappointed, those around you will feel this energy. Children, particularly sensitive, can be affected by the negative atmosphere, leading to inner turmoil. For instance, if a mother is frequently anxious and irritable, her children may feel unsettled and tend to mimic these emotions. 2. Community and workplace. In the workplace, an individual with a negative mindset can reduce the performance and morale of the entire team. A single unkind word or hostile attitude can destroy a collaborative and harmonious atmosphere. In the community, negative thoughts such as dissatisfaction or baseless criticism can create division and weaken the spirit of unity. 3. Ripple effects in society. Buddhism emphasizes that negative energy does not only spread in small circles but can also impact the broader society. Behaviors like spreading rumors, judging, or criticizing, stemming from negative thoughts, can trigger a chain reaction of instability. This highlights the importance of controlling the mind to prevent creating a wave of negativity. Buddhism and the responsibility to control negative thoughts. The Buddha taught that each of us is responsible for the energy we radiate. He said, "The one who lights the torch of compassion will illuminate the path for oneself and others." Instead of allowing negative thoughts to control us, we need to learn how to transform them into positive energy, thereby creating a positive impact on our surroundings. 1. Practicing mindfulness, sati. Mindfulness is a powerful method to recognize and control negative thoughts. When practicing mindfulness, you will notice unwholesome thoughts as they arise and have the ability to halt them before they spread. For example, when you feel anger, instead of reacting immediately, pause, take a deep breath, and observe the anger as an outsider. This helps you calm your emotions and prevent them from spreading to others. 2. Cultivating loving-kindness, metta. Loving-kindness is the best antidote to negative thoughts. When you nurture loving-kindness, you naturally tend towards love, understanding, and helping others. This not only brings peace to yourself but also creates a positive atmosphere, spreading joy to others. 3. Transformative meditation, vipassana. Vipassana meditation helps you look deeply into the nature of negative thoughts, recognizing that they are impermanent and do not define you. When you no longer identify with these thoughts, they lose their power and cannot control you any longer. 4. Applying the Buddha's teachings on karma. The Buddha taught, "Every action and thought leaves an imprint on the mind and life." Negative thoughts not only affect the present but also create negative karma for the future. Understanding this motivates you to avoid negative thinking and replace it with positive thoughts, bringing long-term benefits to yourself and others. Transforming negativity into positivity. A gift to the community. When you learn to control and transform negative thoughts, you not only free yourself from suffering but also become a source of encouragement and inspiration for those around you. Spreading peace. A peaceful mind is like a candle that can light up other souls. Sowing seeds of wholesomeness, choosing positive thoughts means planting wholesome seeds, making society better. Building harmonious relationships, a tranquil mind fosters good relationships, helping people live closer and love each other more. Be the light that spreads joy. The Buddha once taught, "A lamp does not lose its light when lighting another lamp." This reminds us that by controlling negative thoughts and spreading positive energy, we not only benefit ourselves but also everyone around us. Start with small actions, such as smiling, offering encouraging words, and practicing mindfulness. Step by step, you will realize that positive energy has the power to change not only your life but also the lives of those around you. Reason 5. Negative thoughts cause you to cling to the past or worry about the future. According to the teachings of the Buddha, the root of suffering often stems from clinging to the past or endless worrying about the future. We tend to imprison ourselves in regrets over what has happened or fears about what has yet to come, losing our ability to enjoy life in the present. Buddhism encourages everyone to practice mindfulness, focusing on the present moment, where we can truly find peace and happiness. 1. The past and future, the cycle of negative thinking. Negative thoughts often arise from clinging to what has passed or anticipating what is to come. We may feel regret for past mistakes, missed opportunities, or unresolved traumas. Conversely, worries about the future can lead to sleeplessness, imagining worst-case scenarios, and living in fear. The Buddha taught, the past is gone, and the future has not yet come. Only the present moment truly exists. When we continuously dwell on the past or future, our minds become strained, creating stress and suffering. 2. Negative emotions from clinging to the past. The past often carries painful memories, broken relationships, or life failures. Clinging to the past brings forth emotions such as regret. Questions like, if only I had done things differently, plunge you into despair and prevent you from changing your reality. Self-blame, you may blame yourself for past mistakes, creating a lingering sense of guilt. Resentment, injuries from others lead you to hold on to grudges, weighing down your heart and robbing you of peace. The Buddha taught that everything in life is impermanent. Clinging to the past only adds to your suffering, as there is no way to change what has already happened. 3. Worries when thinking about the future. Worries about the future often come with insecurity and fear. The negative scenarios you imagine can cause sleeplessness. Overthinking about things that have not happened disrupts your life balance. Stress, fears about finances, careers, or health prevent you from enjoying the present. Loss of confidence. Doubting your abilities leads to stagnation and inaction. The Buddha taught that the future is merely a product of the mind, and worries about the unknown only exhaust you without resolving any issues. 4. Practicing mindfulness to escape negative thoughts. The method of mindfulness that the Buddha emphasized is the key to overcoming negative thoughts related to the past and future. Mindfulness does not mean forgetting the past or neglecting the future, but fully focusing on the present moment, where you can truly control your emotions and actions. Practicing mindfulness in daily life. Observe your breath. Whenever your mind drifts to the past or future, pause and focus on your breath. This helps reconnect you with the present. Enjoy small things. Pay attention to what is happening around you, such as the sound of birds, sunlight on your face, or the feeling of cool water when washing your hands. Acknowledge your emotions. When negative thoughts arise, do not try to deny them. Instead, observe them as an outsider and allow them to pass naturally. The Buddha's teachings on the present. The Buddha once said, "The wise live without regret for the past, without worry for the future, and dwell peacefully in the present." Only by focusing on the present can you truly appreciate the good things in life and find peace. 5. Letting go to find freedom. When you let go of the past and future, your soul becomes lighter and freer. Letting go does not mean forgetting, it means accepting what has happened and not allowing it to control your present life. Letting go of the past. Learn to forgive yourself and others. Forgiveness is not about whether they deserve it, but about your own peace. View the past as a lesson. Everything that has happened has a reason and has helped you grow. Letting go of the future. Trust in the natural flow of life. What is meant to happen will happen. And what is meant to leave will leave. Focus on what you can do right now, rather than worrying about what you cannot control. 6. Benefits of living in the present. When you practice living in the present, negative thoughts about the past and future will gradually fade away. You will find peace. No longer haunted by the past or threatened by the future, you will feel lighter and more at ease. Improve relationships. Mindful living helps you be fully present in every conversation. Creating deeper connections with others. Enhance quality of life. When you are not distracted by negative thoughts, you can focus all your energy on what is important and meaningful. Live here and now. Living in the present is a gift that Buddhism offers to everyone. By letting go of negative thoughts about the past and future, you can find mental freedom and fully enjoy life. The Buddha taught, only the present is the time you truly live. Let this teaching guide your life, helping you overcome suffering and find peace in every moment. Reason 6. Negativity diminishes compassion and love. Compassion is one of the core values that the Buddha emphasized in his teachings. It is not merely love or empathy. It is the sincere desire to bring happiness and alleviate suffering for all beings. However, when influenced by negative thoughts, individuals can easily become closed off, losing their capacity to love and empathize with others. Let's explore why negativity undermines compassion and how Buddhism guides us to overcome this state to maintain an open heart full of love. 1. Negativity causes a closed heart. Negative thoughts often bring along emotions such as anger, jealousy, envy, and resentment. When the mind is dominated by these feelings, we tend to close ourselves off and become indifferent to the feelings or suffering of others. Anger. When we are angry, we often seek to protect our ego without considering the consequences of our words or actions on those around us. This can harm relationships and create distance. Jealousy. When overwhelmed by envy, we only see our own lack instead of recognizing the joy or success of others. This transforms compassion into hatred. Resentment. Blaming others or circumstances keeps you trapped in negativity, eroding your ability to empathize and understand. The Buddha taught, hatred does not cease through hatred, only love can cease hatred. If the mind is shrouded in negativity, there will be no space for compassion to exist. 2. Negativity disrupts connection with others. Compassion helps us build and maintain harmonious relationships with those around us. When engulfed in negativity, you may tend to withdraw from or harm others. Impact on family. Negative thoughts such as anger or disappointment can lead you to lash out at loved ones, fracturing relationships. Impact on friends. Negativity can rob you of patience and the ability to listen, weakening your bonds with friends. Impact on society. When compassion is absent, we easily judge and criticize others instead of empathizing and supporting them. The Buddha emphasized that compassion is not only about love but also about harmony with others. Without compassion, we live in loneliness and lose the meaning of life. 3. Compassion is a healer for negativity. Buddhism views compassion as a remedy that heals all suffering. When you practice compassion, negativity gradually fades, making way for peace and happiness. Self-compassion. Start by loving yourself. Forgiving your mistakes and tending to your mental and physical health is a way to eliminate negativity from within. The Buddha taught, you, too, deserve your own love just like anyone else in the universe. Compassion for others. When you recognize the pain of others with empathy, you realize they are facing difficulties just like you. This helps diminish negative emotions such as anger or hatred. Practicing compassion not only benefits others but also helps you feel more at peace and happier. 4. How to practice compassion to overcome negativity. Buddhism offers various methods to practice compassion, helping you nurture a pure heart and eliminate negativity. Loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana. Loving-kindness meditation is an important practice in Buddhism for developing compassion. In this practice, you sit quietly, breathe deeply, and repeat affirmations such as, May I be happy and at peace. May all beings be happy and at peace. Gradually, you will feel compassion spreading in your mind, replacing negative thoughts. Acts of kindness. Start with small but meaningful actions, such as helping a friend, listening to a loved one, or simply smiling at a stranger. These actions not only bring joy to others but also help you feel more positive. Learning to forgive. Forgiveness is not about whether others deserve it, but about your own peace. By forgiving, you let go of negative emotions, allowing compassion to return. 5. Benefits of compassion in life. When you maintain compassion, you will notice positive changes in both your mind and life. Peace of mind. Compassion helps you release negative emotions, bringing lightness and tranquility. Stronger relationships. Compassion fosters connection and understanding. Improving relationships with family, friends, and society. Inner happiness. When you love and help others, you will feel profound joy from within. Returning to compassion. The Buddha said, "Let your compassion be like the sun, shining everywhere without discrimination." Compassion is not only at the core of Buddhist teachings but also the key to overcoming negativity and finding happiness. Practice compassion every day to nurture your soul. Build harmonious relationships, and bring peace to both yourself and those around you. Reason 7. Letting go of negative thoughts leads to inner freedom. Letting go is one of the core principles of Buddhist teachings. However, for many, the concept of letting go is often misunderstood as loss, abandonment, or failure. In reality, letting go is not about giving up what is important but about freeing the mind from negative thoughts and emotions that bind us. This is the path to achieving inner freedom, a state of true peace and happiness. Let's explore how letting go of negative thoughts not only brings lightness to the soul but also helps you move closer to inner freedom according to the Buddha's teachings. 1. Letting go is not loss, but liberation. When you cling to negative thoughts such as anger, regret, or worry, your mind remains in a state of bondage. The Buddha taught that all these negative emotions are manifestations of ignorance, an unawareness of the true nature of life. Anger. When you are angry, your mind is tied to a situation or person you perceive as unjust. This not only exhausts you but also prolongs your suffering. Letting go of anger does not mean agreeing with what is wrong, but freeing yourself from the burden of resentment. Regret. The past cannot be changed, but negative thoughts about it can keep you trapped in suffering. The Buddha emphasized that living in the present is key to achieving inner freedom. Letting go of regret allows you to move forward lightly without being held back by the past. Worry. Thoughts about the future are often mere products of the imagination. When you worry excessively, you miss the opportunity to live fully in the present. Letting go of worry is a way to settle into this moment, where reality exists. 2. Negative thoughts as chains that bind the mind. In Buddhism, negative thoughts are likened to chains that imprison the mind and prevent us from experiencing inner freedom. A bound mind feels heavy, leaving no space for creativity, joy, and happiness. The water cup parable. The Buddha once taught that if you hold a cup of water for a short time, you won't feel its weight. But if you hold it all day, your arm will become tired and sore. Similarly, when you keep negative thoughts, they become an increasing burden on your mind. Letting go of the cup is not loss but liberation. Lesson from this parable. When you let go of negative thoughts, your mind becomes light, like a cup being set down. Only then can you focus on the more beautiful aspects of life. 3. Letting go is the path to inner freedom. Inner freedom is not about escaping responsibilities or circumstances but rather freeing yourself from the chains of the mind. When you let go of negative thoughts, you liberate your mind from emotions like anger, worry, regret, and dissatisfaction. This helps you feel genuine lightness, peace, and true freedom. No longer bound. When you do not allow negative thoughts to control you, you will no longer feel trapped in difficult situations. You will realize that everything is impermanent and can change. The ability to love and accept, letting go opens your heart, allowing you to accept yourself and others as they are. This not only brings peace but also helps you build harmonious relationships. 4. Methods to let go of negative thoughts in Buddhist teachings. Meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool for recognizing and letting go of negative thoughts. When you meditate, you do not try to eliminate these thoughts but observe them as clouds passing through the sky. Over time, you will realize that negative thoughts are not your true nature, and they will fade away. Mindfulness practice. Mindfulness is living fully aware in each present moment. When you focus on your breath, walking, or daily activities, your mind will have no space for negative thoughts. The Buddha taught, "Be present in the moment, for this is the only time that truly exists." Cultivating compassion and forgiveness. Compassion and forgiveness are ways to transcend negative emotions by focusing on love and empathy. When you forgive and accept others, you are also letting go of negative feelings within yourself. 5. Benefits of letting go of negative thoughts. Letting go of negative thoughts not only brings inner freedom but also enhances every aspect of life. Peaceful mind. You will feel lightness and tranquility from within. Harmonious relationships. Letting go helps you build relationships based on understanding and love. Improved health. A mind free from stress leads to better physical health. Sustainable happiness. When you are no longer governed by negative thoughts, you will find true happiness from within. Freedom begins with letting go. Letting go is not easy, but it is the only path to achieving inner freedom. The Buddha taught, happiness does not depend on what you have, but on what you can let go. Learn to let go bit by bit, and you will realize that freedom and happiness have always been within you, just waiting to be uncovered by removing the barriers of negativity. Conclusion: the journey of practicing positive thinking every day. Positive thinking is not something that happens naturally, it is the result of a journey of diligent training and practice. According to Buddhist teachings, our minds are like a garden. If we do not care for and cultivate good seeds, weeds, symbolizing negative thoughts, will take over. Therefore, each day, we need to take time to uproot the weeds of resentment, regret, and fear, while sowing the seeds of compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. Letting go of negative thoughts is not a temporary choice but a lifestyle that needs to be consistently maintained. The Buddha taught that an untrained mind easily falls victim to ignorance and afflictions. But when you choose to train your mind, you are building a path toward lasting peace and happiness. Are you ready to let go and live in peace? Ask yourself, what is preventing me from living in tranquility? Is it the negative thoughts I still hold on to? If the answer is yes, then this is the time for you to make a small yet significant change. Start with simple actions, like observing your thoughts each day, identifying negative emotions without judgment, and learning to let them pass. Buddhism reminds us that everything is impermanent, negative emotions are no exception. When you learn to let go, you will realize that your mind is like a vast sky, where negative thoughts are merely passing clouds. The clear sky will always return as long as you do not cling to those clouds. Spread positive energy to those around you. The journey does not stop with yourself. When you let go of negative thoughts, you also contribute to spreading positive energy to those around you. A peaceful mind reflects gentle and loving actions and words. This not only brings joy to you but also creates a harmonious environment for those you encounter. Imagine if each of us could let go of negative thoughts and live with compassion, how wonderful the world would be. And you are an important part of that change. Join us on this journey. If you find this content helpful, do not hesitate to give it a like to spread the message. Share it so your loved ones can also receive this positive energy. Don't forget to follow the Life Lessons channel, where we are always accompanying you on the journey toward true peace and happiness. Each time you choose to spread a positive message, You are planting another good seed in your garden and in the world. Remember, the journey of practicing positive thinking begins with you, today. Together, we can create a more peaceful and meaningful life. Thank you for listening, and may you always find peace.